Hi, church. This is a special talk because I thought, we've been doing Bible studies and kids' time and sermons, but one group of people that I think I'd like to just spend a little bit of time with today is our seniors. Those 60 and up, and I know many of you don't think of yourself as seniors. We have some of the most active seniors. I swear they wear me out by watching. But I want to talk especially with our seniors today. It's been on my heart that as you watch the news, I know many of you are at home and you are practicing social distancing, and I know I've been checking in with you at different times trying to, it's hard to keep up with all of what's going on. Many of you, I'm giving praise and thanks, have families in the area, but some of you don't. And I know there's been a lot of anxiety about what's going on, especially for our seniors. Now, I live with two seniors. Dad right now is working from home, but up here it's the parsonage instead of there, just to kind of keep us all safe. And I know the big question everybody keeps asking is, are we going to get through this? Are we going to be okay? And I wish I had a perfect answer for all of us, but I don't. But what I do have is the Bible. And I've been going over it and trying to think, what can I say to our seniors today that would give hope, that would give a notion of what is happening. Well, as you know, New Hampshire right now has a lower number than many places, so we want to pray for those who already are experiencing this illness, have already lost loved ones, and I know some of you have. But I don't want you to be afraid to the point where it creates an unrest in your spirit. Right now, stress can cause anxiety, and anxiety can wear down your immunity. And so I want you to continue to find, when you're stressed, to be able to put it into words to God. And, it's interesting. I thought, okay, God, how can I speak to our seniors today? And I started to open the Bible, and it kept opening to passages that I didn't find so helpful. And the Bible has a way of doing this. You can always go and look up at openbible.com. You can type in a thought, maybe faith or hope, and it'll give you verses. But I really was trying to say, God, what is the message you want our seniors to hear today? And finally, when I came to it, I knew exactly where to go. And it's a passage I wouldn't have thought of before, but it's in 1 Samuel. And it's 1 Samuel 1:12 is where it begins. So let me read you a little bit here. As she continued praying before the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was praying silently. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she was drunk. So Eli said to her, "How long will you make a drunken spectacle of yourself? Put away your wine." But Hannah answered, "No, my lord. I am a woman deeply troubled. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord. Do not regard your servant as a worthless woman, for I have been speaking out of my great anxiety and vexation all this time." Then Eli answered, "Go in peace, the God of Israel grant the petition you have made to him." And she said, "Let your servant find favor in your sight." It says then the woman went to her quarters, ate and drank with her husband, and her countenance was sad no longer. So for our seniors, you might know this passage. You might say, "Pastor Shannon, what does the story of Hannah have anything to do with me?" Well, Hannah was trying for a child, and that's why she was there at the temple. But I think Hannah's way of praying is a message for all of us today, and especially for our seniors. Sometimes not knowing what to say or the words, Hannah's praying silently, but she's pouring her heart out to God. And so when I hear from some of you, there's been a lot of discussion about, a lot of my friends no longer are in my date book. I see their birthday and I remember they've gone. And this is part of life. And I'm sorry because I know it hurts, right? And some of you are talking about spouses you've lost. Some of you talk to me about children you've lost. And this type of suffering that goes through our lives. God never promised that everything was going to be okay. God never promised that we were always going to be okay, or our loved ones are going to be okay. But in the story of Hannah, we hear from Eli that our prayers are heard. And in this time, for seniors, my message to you is know that you are heard by God. I see you. Your church sees you. God sees you. When you are honest with your prayers and your need for love and assurance and hope, put it to God. Now, this isn't going to make everything perfect, and it's not going to mean that everything's okay. And I know that there is a lot of needs out there. So please put those needs to me or the church or the community or your friends or relatives. But know that the best thing you can do right now is pray. And if you don't have the words, like I said in last week's sermon, it's okay to pray in all kinds of different words. But Hannah chooses silent prayer and instead just opens her heart out to God. And that's what we can do. We can ask God to be with those right now in the crisis. I'm sure by now some of you have heard that doctors can't even handle the pressure that some of them, one in particular they've covered a lot of, has her mind really took that and couldn't see hope beyond. This is part of our job too. We're to be the hope. So that is a gift that seniors can give to the next generations down. When somebody who's younger is saying, how do I make this through? You can share your stories of times that you made it through. Some of you have lived it during times of war. Some of you have gone through great suffering. Others have lost jobs. Others have had times when you've been hungry. You can share those now and share how that you survived and made it through and became stronger because of it. That's your gift that you can give back. So I want you to know, seniors, how important you are in this time. Because you are not just, you're not just what was. This is your generation. You are defining it as much as anybody else. And you matter. Even if you're at home and we don't see you right now, none of us really see each other other than these strange computer ways. But know that what you say matters. So please, share your story. Share it with others, and share your heart and your anxiety with God. And know, just as Eli said to Hannah, that God says to us now, go in peace. The God of Israel grant the petition that you have made to him. Pour your heart out, because God's listening, and so are we. I love you, friends. I know I don't have all the answers, but nobody does, other than God. And so let's talk to God together.